G'day art adventurers, welcome back to my channel, and today I have the exciting news of getting some art snacks to unbox with us. This is the Art Snacks Art Adventure for May, and I thought I would do an up close and personal unboxing. Let's see if I can manage to pull it off with the camera right in my face. We'll see. And while I'm unboxing this, I'll list a whole bunch of reasons why, even though I get Paletful packs, I also have decided to get some art snacks as well. Take it away, future editing Chris. Okay, now let's open this box. So we have some goodies wrapped up as usual. It's going to focus. And all of these guys, it's really pretty packed full this month. So it looks like we have a water brush, the Faber-Castell water brush. We have, oh wow, something that I've seen on crafting channels and really been keen to try, and they've wrapped it up for us as well. It is art spray, and I've got it in a really lovely vivid pink color. It's also from Marabou, which is hilarious because if you watched my Paletful packs the other day, shameless plug to the card that I'll put up over here, you can see that I got a whole bunch of Marabou graphics stuff. We have some Smarties. Fun fact, in Australia these lollies are called, like Smarties are something else completely, kind of like what you guys would call M&Ms in the US. And also you would call it candy, not lollies. And second fun fact, I don't like these at all, but I'll find some way to use them. And then we have the menu, I'll put it aside for now. Ooh, we also have some sample paper here. A lovely fiery kind of, how would I describe it? Almost autumn motif as we're heading into spring or summer, I'm not sure. For the sticker anyway, that's really cool. And now the parcel. So let me lift it up as I unwrap it and hopefully can get somewhere with it and not take forever. Oh, nope. Oh wow, something else I've really wanted to try as well. Looks like a Faber-Castell month. They are gelatos. I've received guava, cool name, and also a green one, margarita mix. Gotta love some margaritas. Actually, I hardly ever drink alcohol these days, but still, I really love the names of these gelatos. And it'll give me a chance to compare them with my other weird crayon type glitter things that I received from Japan, or I bought in Japan I should say. And then there was also this Spectra alcohol marker. Okay, so I'm not sure if that unboxing method worked at all, so I'll just go back to this sort of camera, and here are the items for May, and we have the Faber-Castell gelatos for $2.45 each. I've received margarita mix and guava. They are cool colors and cool names. And if you're not familiar with them, they're like water-soluble crayons, and the menu says, these compact, vibrant pigment sticks are creamy smooth, light fast, and have great coverage. They easily glide onto paper, canvas, or wood. Blend your new colors with or without water and watch them melt into your artwork. I should have said, of course, you can also use them dry. Next up, we have the Faber-Castell Art and Graphic Water Brush. This one looks super baby tiny, so I'm not sure if I'll get much use out of it because I use so much water when I'm out on the go with a water brush. But still, sometimes I like a really small one. Especially if I'm on like a plane or something and traveling somewhere else in the world. And then we have the Chart Packs Spectra AD marker. That's a mouthful. I'll just call it the Spectra alcohol marker. I received 47 walnut brown. And it has a chisel and it's got a brush end. Yay! And we've got a brush. And then the big boy that I'm excited about, the Marabu Mixed Media Art Spray. Did I say how much? The Spectra marker is $5.70, it says. That's insane to me. And this art spray is $5.99 retail. And it says spritz some vivid color onto your artwork with the Marabu Mixed Media Art Spray. It's acrylic art spray paint that goes on a variety of surfaces and it is permanent when dry. Really excited to use it. And there's also the bonus item, of course, of this paper. Looks like we get a beige, a grey, and a black, so that's cool to be able to try. Yeah, a grey, a black, and a beige. Awesome. In fact, I believe on the Art Snacks mix, they teased Art Snacks starting to put some sort of surface to work on in boxes from now on. And then it is said to still be a bonus item. So it's a sample pack from Stillman & Birn. I really wanted to try out their paper, so I'm so excited for this. And it also can be worked with mixed media. So super yay! All right, let's try out these materials. Because the water brush from Faber-Castell is quite small, I decided to also use some water on my desk. This is an ashtray that I picked up in a Tokyo flea market, and I've repurposed it to be a little water container when I need that. The gelatos, I start off with the guava, and they're so much softer and creamier than I expected. They make a lovely effect when they're down dry on watercolor paper, I think. They show all the textures and bumps of the watercolor texture, and then when you add water, they melt away completely. The guava pink, I think, could be a really lovely skin tone color, but it's completely overpowered by this yellowy greenish margarita mix, which is cool. I love bright colors. It just means that if you're using very bright gelatos next to a duller gelato, you're probably going to have it disappear. So I have fun just placing those down and mixing them together. And I also try out the water brush. Because it's extra small, just even the tiniest squeeze causes lots of water to rush out of it very quickly. But firstly, you can just see the bristles here, trying to show you these water brushes just have individual synthetic fibers. I guess they're a nylon, some sort of plastic. And then the water can just rush out when you squeeze the well. If you also find that that's difficult to control, these water brushes can be used with a little water container like the one that I have there, and then you just dip back and forth. And you can see here that I go back to the guava gelato a second time to just get down some more of that and to even out the color. Even still, the margarita mix kind of overpowers it. And then onto the big spray, the Marabu spray, I forget its actual name. And of course, it just spurts out and sprays like crazy. So I think that these may be better designed for a large scale work, or at least something where you're not afraid to get messy. I expected I was going to miss or splatter, so I've also placed down just some white copy paper below the watercolor paper. I really liked where the main spray hit, so at first I tried to preserve that, but I wanted to see how the spray would react on already wet paper. So you can see there, it blends in beautifully and spreads out in a kind of mist-like way if it hits already wet paper. And then I decided to just blend it all in together. I also have to try out this alcohol marker. I've never tried a Spectra alcohol marker before. I found it felt a little dry, just slightly dry, especially compared to a Copic, and especially because it's a brand new marker. The brush is fairly nice, but the marker also has a bit of a weird smell. I quite don't mind the Copic marker smell. I think pretty much all alcohol markers have a smell, but this one was a bit of a weirder one. And then again, for that $5 plus price, I just think that that's crazy. You can pick up Copic markers for cheaper, so I'll just go get myself a Copic marker. And then I decided to try out the Stillman & Birn paper by doing a quick sketch. I didn't give it any thought. I just started doodling, and then I had like a weird creature's mouth, and then I started thinking about mermaid, and although I didn't want to try to cram in a mermaid onto this tiny piece of paper, it started making me think about little fish or aquatic animals. So I've made this weird little aquatic monster here, and I'm just doodling away with no real plan. I just wanted to see what this paper was like. It does feel really lovely to sketch on. I would love to try out a larger piece of it. And then I decided to go in with the gelatos to see what they're like on a toned paper. And boy, they really pop on that, as you can see there. And same for that spray, which again, I kind of miss. I was trying to make it look like it's spurting out some sort of spray fire or bubbles or some sort of effect from its mouth. But whoops, didn't really work. And then I try to finish things off and get some detail in with the Spectrum marker, but that doesn't play so well with the gelatos or the ink spray. Or I guess it's an acrylic spray, really. And so then I go in with my new brush pen from Marabou Graphics. I also try a thinner fine liner, but that doesn't play well with the gelato crayon sort of texture either. So fine liners and these materials, they don't really mix. But a brush, I guess, is thick enough and has enough ink, it's juicy enough to be able to lay down on top of it. And yeah, I kind of create pretty ugly looking monster guy, but you know, just having some fun, and it kind of creates a cute little graphic sort of bookmark like thing, I guess. It'll probably just end up in a cupboard or the bin, but whatever. I had some fun just playing around and trying to spend a little bit more time doodling just from my mind's eye without using any sort of reference whatsoever. So that's it for this Art Snacks Art Adventure this month for May. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please give me a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for another art adventure. Take care.